Mayor Adams met with a group of drill rap artists last night. He's criticized the music genre for contributing to the rising violence in the city.
But as CBS 2's Andrea Klein-Thomas explains, the mayor and the rappers were able to come to an agreement.
New York, you're in trouble. You're in deep trouble. I feared that this was going to happen, but seeing it happen is even sadder.
There's been a lot of talk about drill rap, drill music, New York City, connecting bonds with the culture.
Okay, so you have Mayor Eric Adams, who grew up in New York City, was just a regular New York City kid. You know, he'd been through all the stuff, but he went to college. He became a successful man very early in his life, in his adult life. And now he's the mayor. And he's in a room full of convicts, killers, and shooters. Most of the guys here have shot people. The guy sitting next to him, Mano, he was a predicate cutter on Rikers Island. Did 10 years in prison, upstate New York. The predicate cutter. I mean, he cut people so much that he had to be isolated. When I saw him, and I'm looking at the body language, and I'm looking at who's the alpha male in the room, Eric Adams looks like the beta. And Mano looks like the alpha, and the other guys look like alphas too. Eric Adams looks like, in that meeting, he was told how he's just like them, and, you know, we look up to you, and basically, you know, you one of us in the man's seat, man. We need this, and this. We need money for this, money for that, money for this, a program for that, program for that, program for that. And he probably was like, yes, 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 yes. I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. I guarantee you, this group of New York street toughs, this ain't Mayberry, this is New York City. Bunch of street guys from New York City, man. Dealing with basically a square guy. Eric Adams is a square guy compared to these guys. These guys went in there with game. All right, we just going, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, man, everybody just follow my lead. I got this. And everybody's like, all right. Mano probably came out there with like $80 million worth of tax dollars for programs. None of that stuff is going to work. None of it works now. None of the billions of dollars they spent in New York since the 80s on these programs has worked. Only thing that worked was Giuliani, stop and frisk, broken windows police. It's the only thing that worked. I guarantee you, Mano came out of that meeting with a list of demands that Eric Adams is now going to meet. He gave Eric Adams a to-do list, I bet. And they don't have to do anything. I guarantee you, these thug drill rappers, they don't have to do anything. New York, I feel bad for you. Now you got the square mayor going back to the office with so slow, just slouched, feeling like, man, these guys need jobs. They need housing. They need recreation. They need stipends. I wouldn't be surprised if these guys get a stipend out of this. He just get these guys pay these guys to, you know, to not commit crime, whatever bill. That was something that they had on the table a while back to paying these guys to not commit crimes. But yeah, just looking at the body language, and listen, I've been around wolves, man. They always got an agenda. They always running the game. They can't help but to see your weaknesses and exploit them. That's just what they do. That's why most guys in those circles always keep their guard up. They always playing extra tough. They always, very defensive. Because when you're around wolves, they're always looking for a weakness, a chink in your armor. And they're quickly exploited, then jump on it, and it don't matter who you are, who you think you are. The energy of their, power plays and the way they, understand intuitively the 48 laws of power. Not like read the book, but just intuitively. From surviving on the streets and in the prisons and the jails. I bet it took them 5 minutes before it flipped from y'all got to stop killing people and y'all got to stop terrorizing our streets and I demand this from y'all to, okay, what do y'all need? Okay, I'm going to talk to my people and see if they can get that. Okay, let me make a couple phone calls. I'll see if we can get on that. They probably gave him a to-do list within 5 minutes.
There's been a lot of talk about drill rap, drill music, New York City, connecting bonds with the culture.
Late Tuesday evening, drill rappers met with Mayor Eric Adams, who's been critical of their music, saying it's causing a spike in violence. But Brooklyn rapper Bleezy says the meeting was productive.
We got a chance to speak to him as brothers, as we should, and we got a perfect understanding of what's going on.
Told you.
Got a perfect understanding of what's going on.
Drill rap came under renewed scrutiny after 18-year-old artist Jaquan McKinley's murder earlier this month, leading Mayor Adams to call for the music's removal from social media.
Violent people who are using drill rapping to post who they killed and then antagonize the people who they are going to kill. Is what the problem is.
People look at the videos or listen to the lyrics and stuff. It's going to be characterized as, talking about guns, talking about money, talking about...
But that's just a music period at every genre.
Look at her. It's going to be characterized. She's already softballing and tap dancing and soft shoeing around these guys. The music is going to be like other people are going to say this about these dudes talk about actual murders that they commit, that they've made rap songs previous to the murder, that predicting that they're going to do it. Then they do it, make more rap songs. And then they go back and forth killing each other through these rap songs. And people are going to categorize your music as talking about guns. New York, get you some Glacier Gliders in power up here. Get you some Glacier Gliders. It's too many Sun people up here, man, in positions of power, man. Get you some conservative Republican gliders up here, man. And get this stuff in order, man. Get it back to how it was in the 2000s, in the 2000 teens before, Floyd.
People look at the videos or listen to the lyrics and stuff. It's going to be characterized as, talking about guns, talking about money, talking about...
But that's just a music period at every genre.
While Bleezy admits some artists go too far.
If you ain't experienced poverty, you shouldn't even have your opinion on anybody moment.
Bleezy says he focuses on the hardships in Brownsville, adding addressing the real root of violence goes well beyond any lyrics.
The community is like, it's like, there's no hope, there's no opportunities. No, we just making music so we could get out of these places.
That's the biggest lie ever. These dudes are gangsters and thugs making music so they can buy chains and trinkets and cars and floss on people and talk about how broke people is and buy designer clothes and F baddies and foreign Jones, man. The biggest crock. We trying to get, yeah, I mean, you trying to get out. That's part of it. Yeah, you trying to get it moving to a nice neighborhood around some glacier gliders. I get it, but the sob story, that plays with square and woke folks. We just trying to, a lot of these guys are bad guys, man. Bad guys, man. And they enjoyed it. They enjoy that lifestyle. They wouldn't trade it for nothing because there's a lot of social currency that comes with it. A lot of standing that comes with it in the Sun community. And yes, these guys come from poverty. But poverty doesn't equate to crime because we've already debunked that. There's so many poor places where there's no murders. None of them have more than like 2% Sun people, but there's plenty of places in this country, different groups. There's murder where there's poverty far worse than it is in New York City. You got these programs and all this welfare and all this food stamps and WIC and TANF and all that stuff. Section 8, places out in the Appalachia where people dirt poor. All sorts of opioids and meth. And ain't no murders.
It's like there's no hope. There's no opportunities. No, we just making music so we could get out of these places.
The meeting with Mayor Adams ended with a handshake. The mayor said that a new initiative in partnership with the rappers will be rolled out in a few days. Andrea Klein-Thomas, CBS 2 News.
And the mayor admits to just learning about the genre of music from his son and said he was happy to speak to the various art.
Talk about drill music. There's a lot of talk about the violence that's associated with it.
One-on-one with Brooklyn rapper Mano. Mano just brought some of the biggest names in hip-hop to City Hall, including rapper Fivio Foreign.
So the man can get a real perspective and a real understanding of what drill rap is.
In recent weeks, 2 drill rappers have been murdered in Brooklyn. Friday, Mayor Eric Adams expressed his concerns over drill songs and videos posted to social media that reference ongoing gang wars, telling Pix 11 News.
It is alarming.
Nobody was talking to the direct artist that comes from that element.
Mano says he went to City Hall hoping to set the record straight.
Conversation gets deep because, a lot of these kids, they in gangs before they even made a rap record. So is it the music? I don't think it's the music that's getting the average person to do crime.
I mean, I can agree with that. These kids are unrepentant thugs, and they love committing crimes before they make records. I'll agree with that. However, it still is what it is with the music. Both things can be true. He's talking to some people where only one thing can ever be true. It's either this or that or that or this. Man, 20 things could be true at one time. Yeah, both things could be true, man. You're right.
The music, I don't think it's the music that's getting the average person to do crime.
After his sit-down with hip-hop leaders today, the mayor expressed
Violent people who are using drill rapping to post who they killed and then antagonize the people who they are going to kill is what the problem is. And they heard me.
Contrary to recent headlines declaring the mayor wants to shut down or crush drill music, Mayor Adams made clear he's committed to working with the hip-hop community. Jelani Ray is a music industry executive and the founder of Guns for Grants.
The mayor also let it be known that, we have a responsibility as being influencers and the rappers that were there.
Drama, controversy, and concern over rap lyrics certainly isn't new.
30 years ago, they wanted to ban Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre.
And now, just this past weekend, Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre headlined the halftime show at the Super Bowl. So what does that mean? In 30 years, you're going to have K Flock and D-Thang headlining halftime show at the Super Bowl.
30 years ago, they wanted to ban Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre.
Mano hopes the new open dialogue between rappers and the mayor will lead to a new partnership that works to ensure hip-hop lyrics don't lead to real-life violence.
We're going to be rolling out something in the next few days to deal with this issue. It was a great conversation. I was happy to have them there.